Hello there, all of you beautiful peoples of the interwebs, and welcome to Music Time! Music Time! Music Time! Music Time! Music Time! So yeah, this is Music Time, which is, of course, if you couldn't tell by the title, it is the time we're talking about music, you know, to all you beautiful peoples. And today I will be talking to you about, I feel a bit, Dose by Green Day. I'm doing a review of it. It comes out tomorrow. And yeah, if you've seen my previous videos regarding the new Green Day music, then you know that before I heard it, I was worrying that it would be an issue of quality over quantity, where instead of pushing out good songs, just pushing out as many songs as I can, which I sort of felt like with Uno. And this album is no different, but something different is, well, two things different. First of all, Uno, the music was like pop rock or something, or like power pop or not. I don't know, power pop. It's like there's pop and there's rock and they mix and it's powerful. And you know, it's just fast-paced music that's like, ooh, I want to dance to this. It something, you know, you might hear on the radio, stuff like that. Anyways, so that was Uno. Then also something different about Uno is, if you've seen my Uno review, you know that I talked about, I said while there weren't any bad songs on the album, there also weren't any great ones, which I can't say that on either side for this album, you know? Which, good and bad thing. Mainly bad, but, you know. Anyway, so going to do a song-by-song review. Oh, by the way, for those of you that don't know, you might be wondering, like, oh, why is this called Dose? And, unless if you've been living under a rock for a while, or you just don't know about Green Day stuff, then Green Day they're releasing a trilogy of albums, Uno, Dos, Tre. This is the second part. The third and final is out next month, and Uno came out like 2 months ago. So yeah, now time for my review. It starts off with the album, I really like it. It starts off with the song See You Tonight, which, what I love about the song is not necessarily that it's a great song, because it's okay, nothing special. What I like, though, is that they actually open the album with an opening song. You know, like, how do I describe this? Uno did not have an opening song. There's something that sort of lets you in easily and then sets you out, you know, gets you ready for everything else, you know? Uno didn't have an opening song. 21st Century Breakdown, because, you know, they just start off right off the bat, Nuclear Family. 21st Century Breakdown obviously had an opening song, which was Song of the Century. And American Idiot, you could argue that had an opening song, so I'm like, and then, you know, so I didn't sing it right. It's probably an awful version of American Idiot, but, you know, it goes a bit easy, you know. You can hear, like, off in the background they're playing guitar, and then everything else starts, and that's how American Idiot starts off. What I like about opening songs is it makes it feel a lot more like an album than it is like just a little collection of songs, which really that's what these new Green Day albums have proven to be, just a collection of songs, you know, a mediocre collection, which I'm just going to say right now, right before I get into actual review, which I've been holding off now for like a minute or something. I wish that instead of having a bunch of mediocre albums, like 3 mediocre, well, so far 2 of them are meh, I wish they would just take the best songs, make one great album. I wish that's what they did. You know, just scrapped all the rest, but they kept them all. Anyways, yeah, so that's See You Tonight, and then I think it talks about, sorry, I jump back and forth. So yeah, See You Tonight, and then the second song is Fuck Time, or It's Fuck Time, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Okay, yeah, so it's just called Fuck Time. Yeah, so it's called that. And you might be thinking of and being like, hey, that sounds familiar. Why is that so? It's because a while ago they played it live as a Foxboro Hot Tubs song, which for those of you who don't know who Foxboro Hot Tubs is, it's basically Green Day's side band with all the members in it, also like 1 or 2 other dudes. And it sounds very retro, which that's what the album sounds like. Sounds like a mixture of Foxboro Hot Tubs and, you know, a bit of like garage rock or something. Anyway, so yeah, that's what that was. Then the next song, which by the way, it's a good song, you know. Good song. And of course it has lyrics that all of us can relate to. Like, I believe one of the lyrics is, "I'll choke you until your face turns blue," which everybody's been there sometime in their life, right? Right? If I ever go to court, you know, let's say somebody like frames me like, "Oh, Daniel did that," just don't watch this video. That will look really bad looking back. But that was a joke. That's clear, right? Maybe, hopefully. Let's hope the judge has a sense of humor. Don't plan on committing any crimes. Otherwise, like I said, gonna be framed for something or other. That's what my time machine has told me. Really bad joke. Okay, sorry. Next song is "Stop When the Red Lights Flash," which really I'm not going to talk about the song for too long. Essentially, it's just way too repetitive, and I didn't like it. It's not the like most of the songs, really all the songs except for Amy, I guess, and "See You Tonight." They're just really repetitive, but some of them make it work. You know, some are a bit catchy or they sound nice, but this has none of those qualities, and it's just annoying. Lazy Bones, really liked that one, and liked the can't remember if it was Lazy Bones or Wild One. Both great songs, but I liked the guitar. I believe it's called a guitar riff, where it's like. That's not what it sounded like, but I really like those. So yeah, Lazy Bones, Wild Ones, those were really good. Makeout Party, good song. At first, you know, I didn't like it. Not a great song. It's an okay song. But the thing about it, which isn't about, you know, its musicalness, like what I thought. Has nothing to do with the way it sounded, but an issue I have with this song is it seems a bit weird that, you know, a middle-aged man, married man by the way, is singing about a makeout party. I don't know if anybody else found that strange. But I don't know, I think like the feeling of this album and Uno was just like looking back like, hey, here's some good times we had, or here's what we see kids these days doing, something like that, you know. Maybe not necessarily going from life experiences, just to look back like, wasn't it fun to be a kid? You know, anyways, so yeah, Makeup Party, it's meh, it's okay. And then the next song is Stray Heart, which is the first single off the album. Also, it has a music video, which before I talk about the song, I just want to say I love the music video, not necessarily because it's mind-blowing, but it's a refreshing new taste of, you know, what we used to expect from Green Day. But then since the videos from Uno came out, which they'd love, which is really the only actual music video, where which that was awful by the way. It's just Green Day playing music and then talking a bit with these really sad, depressed looking girls wearing almost nothing, which the issue I have with that is not that they're almost wearing nothing, it's that they're sad, depressed while almost wearing nothing. Like they look like they don't want to be there. That's my issue. Oh, they also did kill the DJ. Not too mind blowing or anything, but Stray Heart, it's really good. It tells a story, you know. There's a moral. It gives a little life lesson, and you know, it's about like, yo, if you cheat on somebody, everybody gets hurt. That's about it, you know, because the guy, he doesn't have a heart because it strays off. There's a guy with a heart on his head, and they meet up. So yeah, that's what I thought of Stray Heart, just looking at my notes here. Yeah, Stray Heart, and it's a really, really good sounding song. Like, if, like I said before, if Green Day went and they said, okay, we have like these 30, 40 songs, which we could put it on 3 albums, or what we could do was just take the best ones, put them on one amazing album instead of 3 mediocre albums, then I believe that Stray Heart should definitely be on that amazing album, because it's a great song, probably the best one on the album, okay? And then yeah, and then right after Stray Heart comes Ashley, which, first of all, you know, Stray Heart ends really nice, and then they just straight up yelled like, Ashley! Not like that, but they yell Ashley, and then the song just starts immediately. And it's, I hate how, maybe I would like it a bit more if it didn't go straight from Stray Heart to that, you know, but it just feels like it's in the wrong spot on the album. I honestly don't think it should have even been on the album. It's really ugly sounding. The lyrics aren't very good. It's just a couple minutes of just Billy Joe spouting out hatred towards who I'm guessing is like his ex or something. And yeah, it's just not a very good song. There's nothing really that grabbed my attention in a good way, but I didn't like it. but it is not. While it is, I will say it's, in my opinion, it's a bad song. Maybe you like it. Everybody's different, but it is not the worst song on the album. That right goes to Nightlife, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so the next song is, I really liked it. One of the stronger songs on the album was Baby Eyes, which I love the opening. I love the ending, you know, where I'm not going to sing it, but I love like the last line, you know, whereas I can't remember how it goes. I'll just say the lyrics. He goes like, "Well, baby, baby, I'm born to," and then it's like there's a pause, and he's like, "Kill," and it's like, and then there's a bit of that, and yeah, I really like that. And then, yeah, so then right after that comes Lady Cobra. Really, nothing too mind-blowing about the song, but it sounds again like Foxboro Hot Subs. So I honestly don't know at the moment what I think of this. I've listened to the album 3 or 4 times so far. And yes, so Lady Cobra, which by the way is the song Lady Cobra is named after the compilation. No, not the extra singer, whatever it's called. In the next song, you know, they have like a guest singer, which I'm not sure if that's ever happened in a Green Day song. I can't think of a time where that's happened. But yeah, so then the next, which isn't the only new thing in the next song, which by the way, the next song is Nightlife, which is Green Day featuring Lady Cobra, which, Nightlife, I want to say, at first when I started listening to Nightlife, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good, you know? This is, I like the intro. I really love the intro to this song. And then I realized what I thought was going to be a 10-15 second intro of just Billy Joe singing at the beginning. That's like most of the song, and the other bit is somebody rapping, which just, it doesnn't fit on a Green Day album. That's one of the, that really though like lowered my view of like, I'm going to give a numerical score, which I've never done in Music Town before, but I'm going to say, here, it's this out of 10. That definitely lowered it by a few points. And then after that though, they sort of redeemed themselves with Wow That's Loud, which has a great intro, and you know, it's a good song, except there's one issue I have with it, and that's at the probably like 2-minute point. It's just a 30-second bit where it's not a pause, but they're not really playing music, nothing singing. It's like they didn't know what to do with the song. It's like a little filler or something, which that's what a bunch of these, that's what Uno and Dos feel like. It just feels like albums with a few great songs and then fill. Then Amy, this is I'm having a hard time in my mind going through if my favorite song in the album is Stray Heart or if it's Amy. So if you don't know, the song Amy is about Amy Winehouse. You know, she passed away back in the summer, I believe, and you know, Green Day wrote a song towards her, even though I'm not sure if they've ever met. I read online that they didn't, but yeah, it's really nice. I'm glad this is the final song, and it sounds like a closing song. Like they have an opening, they have a closing. Those are two things I love about this album, okay? Which I really wish Dose did that, but hey, what more? What can you get? But yeah, Amy's just a beautiful song, really. And it's got good lyrics, which a bunch of the album doesn't have. Like the lyrics, they're a bit hit and miss, you know? Sometimes they're good, but most of the time they're not. But, yeah, altogether, I gotta say, oh yeah, one of the things is, a bunch of the songs are similar, maybe a little bit less so, though, than Uno. Oh wait, something I totally forgot to talk about was, you'll be listening to this album and thinking, oh, this is really familiar. That's because I'm not really straight up copied, but they took bits from other previous like Green Day songs and put them in there, you know, like instrumental stuff, and just mixed it up slightly. You'll see that throughout the album. I list all of them, but it just happens a lot. So listen to it yourself. I wouldn't recommend going out to a store and purchasing this album, but maybe if you're a Green Day fan and a friend, you know, has the CD or something and like wants to lend it to them, then be like, yeah, sure, I'll it's worth your like 50 minutes, whatever. Well, not really. It's I'm going to give it a review. I'm going to give it a numerical score. So this is the first time I've ever given something a numerical rating, but let's say, just for reference, let's say Uno. Let's say that's like a 7.5. I'd give Dose a 6.3, which I'm really hoping, but it looks like it's probably not going to redeem itself. I'm hoping Trey is better than the previous two. Uno, not a bad album. Dose, arguably a bad album. Has a few good songs. But really, Nightlife and Ashley kill it for me. Those are two major issues, you know. If they just took those off, I'd probably give it better. Anyways, so subscribe if you want to see more Music Time stuff, which the next Music Time video will be in December. Other than that, I'm going to have a video in like soon, hopefully. Anyway, so this has been Music Time. La 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 la, Music Time. La 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 la, Music Time. La 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 la, subscribe for more. La 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 la.